Do you think that Alex Orji is being painted into a corner as he's not ready for this? He's a runner, because a guy like Justin Fields comes to mind. I don't know that Orji was as highly touted coming out of high school as Justin Fields, but Justin Fields at Georgia, they were scared to let him throw the ball. Didn't throw the football. If he threw the ball, it was, a little slip screen. Wouldn't let him throw the football. He goes to Ohio State and he does what he does. Alex Orji, I hear all these complaints that, well, he can't throw the ball. I don't know that they've obviously built a package for him to do certain things, and they're not going to let him go in there and throw 3 straight passes on a series, because they're playing to his strengths, getting him accustomed to big time competition. But have you seen enough, and others that you respect, to think that he projects as a top level Big Ten quarterback?
I wouldn't say so yet. What we saw as a passer in the spring game, what the public was able to see, wasn't great. It was meh. It was okay. He needs more touch, and he has a cannon for an arm, so that's not the problem. It's kind of like Fields was in the same vein. His cannon, he had a cannon for an arm. Fields, we knew, could launch it, but was the accuracy there? Will he develop that accuracy? And that's going to be the most crucial part of this offseason for him, because if Orji can develop that part of his game, I think he's the starter. And his running ability, it brings a completely different component to this offense that we just haven't seen yet at the quarterback position. And we know that McCarthy could run and he has good speed, but Orji is big and strong and fast. McCarthy's a little slight. You didn't want to run him. He's a better thrower. You don't want to get him hurt. But Orji is a strong, powerful dude. And what that brings to Michigan's offense is, do we sort of shape it around him, sort of like the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, or even back with Bobby Petrino in Louisville? Do we take advantage of that skill set because it's so unique and such an advantage for him against the rest of the competition? And so that could be something that's thought about as well, as, hey, we can live with his throwing maybe incapabilities or deficiencies if he doesn't develop to the point that they need him to. But as a runner, if he's a dominant enough runner, we can put him back there and feel comfortable with that and expect to win games. And it does fit with what Michigan's like to do. I mean, they like to pound the ball. And so this is a new way to do it. It'd be interesting to see if they approach it that way.
The name that hits me is maybe that Michigan saw its next quarterback in Pasadena on New Year's Day, meaning Jalen Milroe is Alex Orji or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. Yeah. I mean, Milroe, I saw the development as a passer too as the season went on, and it didn't show as much in that game, but Michigan was really getting to him a lot, and he couldn't get comfortable back there. Orji, the thing that's going to be interesting for me is, like I talked about with the passing game, as well as, can Michigan ask him to go through his reads and through progressions without him taking his eyes down and just trying to bolt and run for it, in the pocket or moving outside the pocket. And yeah, so if he's not in the portal yet, which means that DeBoer feels comfortable possibly with him as his quarterback, which DeBoer's offense has obviously historically been a high-flying passing attack, which means maybe Michigan can find their way to feel comfortable with what Alex Orji's doing. I mean, Jim Harbaugh has talked so highly about Orji all season long. I mean, it's just been all year. He talked about putting him at kick returner. Oh, maybe we don't want to do that. We don't want to get him hurt. But they repped it in practice numerous times. That was a serious thought that they had, just because of his skill set as a runner there, his vision. And so if Michigan feels, maybe they can feel comfortable enough. And what Alabama did was win 12 games with Jalen Milroe at quarterback, running a style where they're leaning with him on the run. I do think Milroe might be a better passer than Orji at this point, and maybe Orji a slightly better runner, which would be interesting to see how that comes along. That's a good thought exercise. I'm not sure how that would take action on the field.
Folks, our Michigan show is every Tuesday with John D'Adamo at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the Michigan Channel, and the Big Ten Live show that you can call in is moving to Friday. Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have guests for the first hour, and then we'll take your calls every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time.